Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Midnite Snak podcast, take 2. Unfortunately, last week, something fucked up at the very beginning of, actually, the entire show. We filmed for 2 hours, or at least we thought, and only 5 minutes was uploaded to YouTube, so that was a fucking mistake. So tonight, we're basically going to just say the same shit we said last week. Here's Austin, eye candy of the show. Justin behind camera, and then, well, you don't need to know who I am. So last week, just
Brandon.
as a... Aw, he said my name.
It's Brandon.
No, I know who I am. Anyway, last week we talked, or at least we started off with, like, establishing how we know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like our friendship.
Our beginning. Joker and the Batman. Yeah?
You wanna know how I got these scars?
No, I know how you got these scars. And they're all emotional. None of them are physical, so it's not very very attractive to have emotional scars.
I got more emotional scars than most people.
Yeah, but you have no physical. Well, I guess you have a few physical scars, but they're not like, oh my god, that is the hottest scar I've ever seen.
No, this one's pretty nasty.
Most scars are
nasty.
Yeah.
No, there's some
that you'll get like on the face, like the Anakin Skywalker fucking All right. Anyway, back to the topic.
Mint.
So I guess I don't know how do you begin this shit?
Like friendship.
Friendship.
Oh,
Try to make it not gay. Good luck.
I mean, we could.
You could make it gay.
We were.
You were 7, or at least 8. It's 7 or 8. It was around there, and then I was 6. Yeah, at the time.
I thought you were younger. I thought you were like 5.
No, we moved up to Kansas. We moved up here when I was 6.
Justin.
Jan 6.
Do you remember?
I was 7.
He was 7. I was 6.
You were 7.
So, then, yeah.
You might have been 8 if it was after February.
Yeah.
So
it really
It was
depends on it.
February, so you were 8.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then you saw my older brother, and you're like, he's
Austin?
hot.
No, his name was Austin.
Yeah.
My name was Austin. Being young, I was like, holy shit.
There's another
that's
person?
The coolest fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, I was
It's
like, I have to
true
do
love.
It's not possible. There can't
And
be
then-
another person with my name, even though, like I said last time,
Brandon.
everyone was named Austin in our generation. I've never met another Brandon growing
You
up.
know what's funny though? I knew a few.
I know
Brandons,
one Brandon, but there's at least 2 Austins, or 2 other Austins other than you. My older brother, and then
there's Austin
African. I don't want to say his last name.
Oh, you mean?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. He was junior high camp where we met him, right?
I think I met him at NYC. I met him later, I think. It might have been senior high camp.
I met him junior.
I only did
Because
one.
he was
I
still
did one
he was,
junior high.
He
but
was a
after you
senior
guys.
when I met him. He was not graduated yet because I know he came back.
Him too. So that would have
Anyways.
been like 2015, 2014. Anyway,
A long time ago.
so
feels like.
you saw my brother and it was love at first sight because of the name.
Immediately.
Yeah, and then I was just the shitty little brother you had to bring along with everything.
Unfortunately, at the time.
Well, I mean, at least at the time, I wasn't the uncool friend yet, but
yeah, that came later.
yeah.
No, me and Austin met. Well, it was like we were all sitting around or something like that, and then like I forgot who it was, but it was. Oh man. Anyways, they were like new family. His name's Austin. I was like, no shit. And I was like,
What?
And then immediately I was like, so everyone say their name, you know? I'm like, I'm Austin, and me and Austin just like lock eyes. We're just like, we're about to have a beautiful friendship.
Yeah.
That was basically that. And
Yeah.
then
Again, at first, I think I was the lonely younger brother because we had just moved, so I didn't have any friends. We had like
hey,
a couple
mean,
family members.
we were
Well, okay, come on. Like,
not really.
we weren't in the same age group. We were different from 1 year, which is significant enough at that age.
Yeah, it is. At that age, you want like all your friends to be like
The same age, if not older. Yeah, you typically want to be friends with like one older kid, so you're like, I'm in with the it group, yay! Kind of thing. Like you're the special kid.
Yeah, but no one ever thought like I'm gonna hang out with Austin to be in
special kid, but
to be in the it crew.
True. Yeah.
Like, there's no way. Like Austin, everyone's like Austin. He's the it crew. No, I mean,
wait, you were like, my brother?
I mean, we were.
Well, you weren't in the clique.
No. But
you made your own fucking clique.
We rule that shit,
yeah.
Though. We rule.
Well, eventually when we got to youth group, then it was you, me, Justin, and there's maybe one or two others that were just kind of like, what are they called? I don't think vagabond's the right word. It's,
What are you thinking?
Because, like, those who stand alone by themselves but are popular enough that they can go around anywhere, kind of like...
Yeah, Austin was pretty...
He was outgoing.
He was
all
really
of his
outgoing.
life.
We were the quiet ones.
Yeah.
But we were like inseparable though.
I was too fucking loud. You're talking about your relation. Yeah.
I'm talking just us in general. Like we were quiet, but like, yeah, buddy.
I accidentally played a video. Keep going.
Yeah, Justin clicked on that Pornhub site.
That's not the sound I'm used to.
He's watching that. He's watching that. I was about to say something maybe YouTube wouldn't be too happy about, so let me just stop there.
We have boundaries, unfortunately.
Okay, Dad. And then I think I was 13, joined the youth group, and then from then on out, it was pretty much anytime we hung out was on youth group. Either youth group or we also had Ultimate Frisbee. Yeah, during the summer we had Ultimate Frisbee.
Oh, dude, I mean, during the summer we were...
Well, and then we also had Danger Zone, too. Mm-hmm. And then it was just hours upon hours on end.
Well, and then we did, like, football, remember? We played a lot of football.
Yeah, that's true.
Together.
We sucked at it, but we...
Speak for yourself.
I mean, you have 3 people on one team, 3 people on another team. It's never going to go well.
It's never going to go good, but I mean...
It's like, wow, that's shocking. They got me. Ooh, that's a surprise. Justin, if you want to see the stream live, then just like I said,
I have it on my phone.
Yeah, but you could just pull it up on the computer to see how it's going there, so you don't have to hold this up to your ear, and then making sure it's working. And then because if you hold it up to your ear, then you can't hear us live. Anyway,
fun stuff.
So youth group, we hung out. Pretty much just at youth group. We didn't really hang out outside of youth group, and it was pretty much.
We did before.
A little bit before, but
because I used to come over. We used to remember the trampoline. Do you remember the trampoline?
Yeah, and how we got so fucking mad at each other. We're at each other's throats. Yeah,
it was beautiful times.
Yeah, I gotta love tap out until one kid doesn't stop and the other kid just screams like a bitch.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
And then that one screaming kid gets the attention from mom, and everyone gets in trouble. Other than you point at me. I was bigger than you, dumbass.
Amen.
Hey, I was a bigger one.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
I mean,
you didn't beat me.
No. Oh, God, no.
No.
I was like, what, maybe like 80 pounds? Wet?
I think I was like 130 at the time, so I had at least 50 pounds on you. So, like I said, you could get so frustrated because all I got to do is lay on top of you and be like, win, bitch.
Yeah, but I was always faster. I'm pretty fast, man. Remember?
Quick in the sheets.
Never had any complaints?
Not that I've ever heard. Anyway, and then you guys graduated, both my older brothers and you, and I think that was it that year, except for like 2 or 3 others. And then we just didn't really hang out at all.
No, there was a long time there where we just...
Also because you had a girlfriend, and I think at that time you also had a job too.
Yeah, I did.
So...
Well, I started working when I was like 14, but it wasn't like an actual...
But but at this time you would have been 18.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I had a job. I had a few. Well, I was working with my uncle at the time, and I was doing tree service, and I did that for a long time. I did tree service for a long time.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was part-time, and then full time sometimes, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that time you all said. I can hear myself. Thank you, Justin.
Yeah,
That makes me feel great about myself just to hear my shitty voice.
what a
Anyway, for those of you listening, Justin basically played the YouTube video, and the audio is linked in with our headset. So we hear the YouTube video 8 seconds after what we said, so I got to hear myself, and that was beautiful.
It was very ear raping.
Yeah. And then, okay, after you guys graduated, and that next year, basically, you and my entire family, minus my oldest sister, went to Africa. Yeah, that was...
You came, though.
Yeah, no, I was there.
Oh, wait.
I did come.
Magnificent.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, everyone. Anyway.
Good time.
Yeah, it was good times. Hanging out with the peeps.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Africa
That was
cool,
my
man.
that was my second time going to Africa.
Yeah, you guys went before I did.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah. I love how, like, I really didn't do anything until the roof part, because that's what I was.
Yeah.
Because I was.
And
a
then I was
framer.
just the grunt that was doing carrying the concrete, the wood, and then
I was playing
occasionally
with the kids most of the time.
bashing the fucking bricks
Yeah.
for the foundation. That sucked. All of that sucked.
But
Hard work.
yeah, I mean, I was doing framing at the time, so it was like perfect. Like,
Yeah.
Who was
When
it?
you
Was
get up there-
Pastor Dave was like, he's like, I'm so glad you're coming, because now we have like some experience with.
No,
it.
I remember the first year, because he had, and most of the cases because he was also planning sermons. It's like he couldn't help out physically that
Yeah.
much, so he probably felt like he was great, I'm that one in the group that's
like
not doing
basically
much.
the third wheel.
Yeah, it's kind of it's like you want to help, but
Yeah.
I get it at his age.
Yeah.
If I was that age, I would have been like, you kids can do it. Yeah.
But I had a great time with the kids, like playing with the kids.
Yeah.
Oh
they're
my god.
so happy. You would think that they would be the saddest people on earth, but man, they are so happy.
No, one of my most
Maybe it's
fun.
because they don't have like the same luxury, so they don't have the same shit to go through.
I mean, they have different. You think
yeah,
about
they
it.
have
I mean,
different
it's a
shit to
total
go
different
through. Yeah.
culture. I mean, it's different.
I think the main
around.
difference is phone. I think phone is just fucking with people. Everybody in U.S. across the world, phones. Just having your phones with you all the time.
Of course.
So
I mean,
depressing.
social media is
Yeah, you see everyone in their best, even though it's not their best. It's technically edited.
Yeah, I mean,
And you're like, wow, look at my sad, shitty life.
people are only gonna post the A sides.
Well, I
Nev-
mean, some people.
Okay, there's those people that post their B sides, but it's not really B sides. Hey, shut the fuck up. Post their B sides, and it's the most annoying thing because it's like attention.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Me, I haven't posted. The only time I ever post is for my like art and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the only ever time, and that's. I don't even really do that. Like if I have a really good drawing, and I'm like, okay, I'll think about it. And then, like, eventually I'm just like, yeah, I'll post it. Who the fuck? I mean, why not? But other than that, I stopped going on social media. I mean, like, once a week I'll go on TikTok and just... It's dangerous, man. Especially, like, what comes up in my search history. It's so fucking my humor.
I just don't like TikTok at all, man.
I think
it's ruining the minds of everyone younger than us. I think that's the biggest part that gets to me.
That's different parts of
Because
TikTok.
at least Vine was people who were like in their mid-20s doing jokes to kids, whereas now it's a whole bunch of kids who are younger than we are, minors, some of them, dancing provocatively in very provocative clothing. It's like, come on, where's your parents, first of all?
Yeah, it also depends on what you kind of like watch on TikTok too.
True.
Because all that ever comes up with mine is dark humor.
Well, yeah,
dark humor
there's
or like
algorithms.
Building and like arts.
But
art
most
shit.
of the kids that get popular are dancing in a way
I mean,
that they should not be dancing.
I agree with you.
Don't like TikTok at
No,
all.
it's shit. Like, it's
And I think
bad.
it's just like any other social media. The second you get too deep into it, you start to become, I don't know, obsessed with it in a way.
Yeah, it like controls you.
Even with me, I don't notice how many times I look into my phone. I don't notice how many times as I'm looking at my phone. My old phone, but it isn't.
This guy in memes.
I know too many memes. Like, I still remember the one I sent you the other day with the fish. The first fish goes up to try to get the food and goes, and then the guy voiceovers for the other fish, and he's like, boom! I love that. I don't know. It's the funniest thing.
How you remember that shit?
It's infinite storage. God gave me that unlimited storage.
Like, I'll see a meme.
But he didn't give me the ability to access it. He gave me like 1 gig of RAM for any of you nerds out there. So it takes me a little bit of time to actually figure out where it is. But I have unlimited storage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just have a pasta noodle for a brain. Like the memory of a fucking goldfish. That is my memory.
See, I think you have a thicker memory. It's just the connections aren't there. Because I'll tell you of something that we did when we were younger, and you're like, "Oh yeah, shit." Yeah, you remember it, but it's like you're not. You will never access it unless I'm like, you remember this in the deep dark webs of your mind.
Well, so it depends on also the time too.
True.
Because there's a lot I don't remember.
Yeah, surrounding
my accident.
One Nut Wonder accident. Hell yeah.
I'm freeballing this shit.
Yeah. Wait, you're three-balling or we are?
Freeballing.
Oh, I thought you said we're three-balling this shit. I was like, well, technically that's correct.
Hey, 2.5 Men.
Yeah, exactly. That name was already taken.
Yeah.
Thanks, Charlie Sheen. Fucker. I don't even know where he's at. Where's Charlie Sheen at nowadays?
I don't know who that is.
All right, moving on. So it's after Africa. When do we see each other after Africa, though? Yeah, I don't remember either. So 2017 was the year we went to Africa together. And then 2018, we maybe went bowling a couple times.
Yeah,
that was back when you were with your favorite. I love bringing up that relationship. What's after that?
I don't know. You got me like on the thoughts of just
wanting to
jumping off the roof.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, here we go.
All I got to do is mention one name, and Austin goes ballistic on screen.
Where's the 9?
Yeah. It's like a bad dream, just every single time.
You know what's funny? I really don't ever think about it until someone like fucking brings it up. Like I've forgotten that part until someone's like, "Hey, remember this person?" I'm like, "How fucking dare you ruin my day?"
I'm so glad I got it on the first one. So sucks for you.
You know,
mine goes by the same name.
I don't ever. Yeah, it's funny. I don't ever regret it though.
What? Because the relationship or
yeah, I don't ever regret it because it made me learn a lot. Just the fuck ups and like what to look out for. I mean, you know, when you're young, you're like, especially being homeschooled and Christian.
He's got that repressed lifestyle.
Yeah,
ladies, look out. He's looking for a good time. He might even try some pegging. You know what that is?
Pegging?
Yeah.
Isn't that opposite day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was like that Catholic schoolgirl.
No, fuck me in the ass because I love
Jesus. Yeah. I love it. Oh man.
Yeah, no. It just made me like grow up really quick though. I feel like not grow up because I am still very much a child, but I'm saying it's more like a relationship wise, like what I actually want, what to look out for, what you don't want, what the signals are, because like I notice them, but you know when you're so young,
when your
just
wiener's
like
dictating your mind.
My wiener was never dictating my mind though, because we weren't really, you know.
Well, I mean, still, when I say wiener, I mean you're attractive. Like, you're attracted to the person, so you start to blind yourself to them a little bit. Or at least to the red flags.
What attracted me to her, and I found this out, and my dad also told me, and you have also told me, is I have noticed that I am attracted to damage. If someone is damaged, I want to fix them.
Oh, yeah.
And
that was a while back.
It keeps me there because all I want to do is help.
Because if you fix someone else, you don't have to fix yourself, kind of thing.
No, it was I mean, no, because at the time, all I was dealing with was my shoulder replacement. Like, that was tough.
Yeah, I remember that.
But also, like,
don't go on LNI, everybody. Learn from
it
Austin's
will
mistake.
fuck you in the ass repetitively.
Yeah. It'll give you a little bit of money, just barely enough money to live by yourself, but you won't be able to do anything afterward.
I was not able to work for 2 years.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because, okay.
You lost a lot of weight after that, too.
Dude, I lost like 80-something pounds.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's terrible.
Because you came over one day, you came out of and I think it was right after the breakup.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the first thing I hug you, I'm like, there's a lot missing here. I was like, Austin?
Yeah, no, I turned into like skin and bones. Yeah, I had no meat on my body, by any means. But how that whole situation went was, I got injured. It took 8 months for them to be like, oh, let's get you surgery.
Yeah. Was that because it was going through, like, I think it was it UPS at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So UPS had to...
I had my labrum torn off my whole entire shoulder, which obviously you know what that is because you don't. Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I haven't gone through medical school yet.
Yeah, but you're pretty knowledgeable.
Not
the labrum?
Specific anatomy.
Oh, okay. Well,
non-specific anatomy, I know pretty well.
The labrum is what I understand of it.
Testes are.
Wow, that's incredible.
But if you tell me which tube from the testes to the penis is which, I won't be able to tell you. I know one's the Vans deferens or something like that, but you got the seminal vesicles.
New knowledge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I never thought of that too much.
Well, you never went to like the biology book and went to the sexual anatomy.
This is what happened.
Come on.
Oh wow, that's odd.
There's something coming out, and it's not yellow. Is it supposed to be red? I mean, I know my hair's red, and I know
that would be terrible.
Carpets match the drapes, so.
Oh yeah. That's why gingers are called fire crotches.
Yeah.
Fun little fact.
It's not because their wieners are 9 inches long. Or have multiple STDs, That would be fire, wouldn't it? Because you would be on fire after, stroking it with a man in the sheets with some gonorrhea.
So shoulder.
Yeah. I don't know how we got onto that.
We were talking about friendship, and now we're starting to talk about STDs. So yeah, your shoulder, you were telling me is...
Yeah. So the labrum tore off completely. It got shredded into like 3 pieces, I think.
And the longer you take to patch that up, the worse it gets.
Well, what happened was I tore all the muscles surrounding it, so it dislocated also my shoulder. So my shoulder was dislocated. They couldn't put it up because
there's nothing to set it
into place. So my arm was out of the socket and the labrum was torn. So every time I would move my shoulder up, it was basically bone on bone.
Yeah.
And so I had to deal with that for 8 months.
Yeah.
Like, could not work. And then finally surgery comes around and, get surgery. It wasn't that big of a surgery. There's like 4 scars total, but it's
they put screws in?
No. Oh. They didn't need to. They didn't need to put a plate because
they restitched the tendons?
No, they had to rebuild it. So what they did is there's like this film over your joint basically. Yeah. And that tore off and it went all over the place into my, I don't know what to call it, shoulder, I guess. I don't know.
Your socket?
Yeah, socket. Yeah. Anyways, so it was kind of like floating around. So what she had to do was take pieces of that, but also take pieces of another part of my shoulder and then rebuild the labrum.
Okay.
And then she had to, of course, put my shoulder back in, and then I had to have it in a certain position.
A lot of soreness for a couple weeks.
It was. I mean, I went to physical therapy for 5 months.
Was it still better than before? After like,
it was a different.
Because it's still not 100%. Is it?
No, it's not. Yeah. I have some motion restriction and some like aches and pains.
That motion restriction.
I'm not left-handed, my guy.
Around. Hey, who knows? You reach around to another guy. I mean, come on.
No.
Yeah, the right hand's got to control something else.
I ain't double decking.
What? Oh, yeah.
Okay, there we go. Register. No. I just it was a shit show.
Yeah.
The moral of the story is it was a shit show.
When I think at that point, then you're probably holding on to the relationship because it was the only thing that kept you sane. Well, insane, but
no,
sane.
because I had that to deal with, but I also had her bullshit, and she would never acknowledge what
Your
was
bullshit,
going on in my life, and she was like, "Why don't you spend any time with me?" I'm like, I can't leave my house. Like, I can, but it's like my doctor's like, "Yeah, you shouldn't drive. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that."
Yeah.
And it's like, so
well,
we
if it's
couldn't
your left
really
shoulder,
go out.
drive with the right side. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I mean, I drive with my left. I get it.
But when you're trying to do the signaling with your right hand, I mean, you gotta.
I can do it.
You can. Yeah. It's a bitch.
No, I've done it because like this arm gets sore for some reason. And then you do the palm on the steering wheel.
I love that sound.
Okay, you're just weird.
Straight to ASMR.
What do you mean I'm weird?
I don't ever understand.
No, it's when my left arm is not available.
I'm always just like this, and then I drive with my left arm.
Yeah, I drive with my left arm.
I don't drive with my right. It feels unnatural.
Yeah, it does for me too. No, because your arm is just floating out there. It's like it's so fucking heavy.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, everybody, 10 and 2. It's like, no, go fuck yourself. I can't hold my right arm for that long.
12 fucking o'clock.
No, mine's 9 o'clock. I'll just hold it at 9.
I do that too.
Yeah.
I always love.
Or sometimes I'll put my knee up. If I don't need a brake, I'll just put my knee up and I'll just kind of keep 2 fingers on the steering wheel.
My steering wheel sucks because it's a really bad habit, but like some steering wheels are built like the truck, the old Chevy that I drive occasionally.
This is a lot like the Suburban we had.
Well, it doesn't have like connected to the, I don't know what you would call it.
You mean the spokes and the wheel?
Like the, on the steering wheel, you have like those things connecting.
Spokes.
Okay, spokes. Yeah. I never know the actual term.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like a bicycle wheel spokes.
Okay. Yeah. Then that. Anyways, they have them in the center sometimes, but I hate that because I love putting my hand right at the bottom and just controlling it by the bottom because my arm is sitting on my leg. It's the most comfortable position ever. And when I don't have that, I'm like,
unless the car is just at the, like, if you have that just beautiful car setup where like the elbow is just at the right angle and it's so comfortable. Oh, it's so great. Unfortunately, my wife's car is not that way. They give you like this much of a fucking lip, whereas my car gives you like that much of a lip, the rest of your shoulder. Hers is just this tiny little bitch lip, and I'm like, fuck, my arm keeps slipping off. It's so annoying.
Yeah. No, I love driving the truck because I could just plant my hand right there.
Well, and the other thing with the truck too, which was the same way with Suburban, you could go 1 inch to the right and 1 inch to the left and keep doing that, and you're still going straight. Yeah.
Yep. It's just like
there's no. No,
it's not like
it's like driving a boat
a centimeter, and you're like, oh shit.
Yo, and then you do that, and then you go to my car. My car, you barely move it a centimeter. I'm already starting to go to the right. I'm like, holy shit! I mean, I love it.
It's like that on a bike though.
What?
A motorcycle, like
quick turning or slow?
You barely just hit it, and you're just like,
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
smaller.
That's why the smallest movements can.
Because you overcorrect and then you start wobbling a whole bunch. Yeah, the death wobble, is that what it's called?
I mean, there's many names that it's called by. I've heard death wobble. I've heard just the wobbles. Speed wobbling. That's like the biggest one. It's just speed wobbles. You don't really get it at like low speeds. Just for the fact of what?
No, I'm just looking. Oh, never mind. Just keep going.
Oh, okay.
Don't let me distract you.
Yeah, you are. Because I like to make eye contact.
I don't.
I know. Because I'm always like looking at you and you're always just like.
I probably have autism. It's fine. I mean, I understand most social cues, so I don't think so. But man, looking someone in the eyes for me is so difficult.
I like because eye contact.
If I talk with someone while I'm looking them in the eyes, I get so distracted. I don't know what it is. It's not that I'm distracted in their eyes in any way. It's just like, oh, they're looking at me. I'm looking at, and I just start getting nervous. Like I can't think of what I was gonna say.
I was grown up, and my dad's like, you always look at someone in their eyes when they're talking to you.
No, that's gay.
or when you're talking to someone else. Like when you're talking to someone, you look them in the eyes. If they're talking to you, you look them in the eyes.
And then I grew up with my dad, who's an engineer, and
kind of antisocial. I mean, you're
not okay. A lot of people
likes who he likes, and he's very social with them.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't really know you, he kind of
antisocial is not the right term. Antisocial means psychopath and sociopath. That's what antisocial behavior means. It means you're either
antisocial.
Antisocial means that you're against society because you don't feel guilt and you don't care about the system. So you're a psychopath or a sociopath. That's antisocial. What you have is social anxiety.
I just don't like people.
And it's not anxiety, I guess is not the right word. It's just you're more regressive when it comes to conversations and stuff like that. So my dad's not antisocial. He's just not very talkative. I mean, he's an engineer for the most part.
Yeah.
If you have an engineer in your family, it's like that's what he is. That's what he does for the most part. I mean, he'll bore you to death with just general knowledge from time to time, but he's smart. He's smart enough to know when he's boring somebody.
That's fair.
And he has a gift that I don't have that I wish I had because I have so much knowledge in my head, but telling someone or teaching somebody I can't do. But for some reason, he's able to take something very complex, and we can understand by talking complex to one another, but he can also break it down to someone who doesn't know and they understand. I cannot do that other one. It's so hard. I'm like, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of analogies. Let's go. It's like, no, I think my problem is I just need to slow down and think like, okay, what, like
common
just stay on one track. What would make the most sense if I didn't know this, but I'd never do that.
It's basically like when you take your driver's test and like you have those really, it's how they word it. What makes you really confused. If you word it right, some people have a really good ability to word things right.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. But some people could be explaining it the same way, but word it differently. And you're like,
what are you talking about?
What the fuck are you saying?
Yeah,
Is this a different language?
Unfortunately, I was that kid in every class that was like the smart kid, but and I would talk with the other smart kids in the class, and everyone would just go over their head. So the other smart kid would have to explain it to them. Otherwise, it just went harder.
Don't get me going.
Oh, okay. I mean, it looks like you were going. Your mic.
Make me.
Shit. Yeah. Anyway, then I went to college. We didn't really see each other, and then got married. Yeah. Not you, obviously.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
I'm too antisocial for that shit.
I still think it's the wrong word.
No.
That's the wrong word. You're not a psychopath. You still have a feeling of guilt and remorse.
Well, of course.
But that means you're not a psychopath. Psychopath has no guilt or no remorse.
I just feel like antisocial. I mean, there's obviously that definition that you're using. But to me, antisocial just means like.
For most people, it means I just don't like socializing with people all the time. It's more like you're an introvert.
I love hanging out with people and I love being around people because it gives me energy.
But not with new strangers.
Right. With strangers, it stresses me out.
That's most people.
Oh.
That's most people. There's varying degrees, but most people, even including myself, if I'm around a stranger, it zaps my energy more. Even though I'm an extrovert, it zaps my energy more than if I'm with somebody.
Yeah, I grew up with a family that is very talk to anyone and
Your
everyone.
sister, not as much. She still
My
is, but
sister's
not as
gotten
much.
A lot more talkative.
Okay.
Yeah, my sister's gotten a lot more talkative.
It's probably because there's an absence
she's
there.
Not as bad as Justin. Justin was a full 180.
Yeah, 180.
This kid never used to talk. Like, you would have a conversation with yourself, and he would be standing there, and he would be like, you would have a conversation with him, but it was really like you were talking to yourself. Like, he was just like,
yeah.
It's like, okay. Cool.
And I think it's because he has his syndrome. It's I gotta say it before I forget it.
Oh, yeah.
I had that shit when I was little. If I didn't say it, it freaks me out because I'm like, what if I forget it? Even though I knew I wasn't gonna forget it for some stupid reason. I'm like, I gotta say it because if I don't say it now, then it won't be relevant. It'll be stupid and weird. So I gotta say it, and then I say it, and so I just say random shit sometimes. You know, there's sometimes where we're just having a normal conversation. I'll bring something up. That is because whatever you said in the minutes prior, my mind was making connections and eventually got to remember this story, and it seems completely out of the blue for most people, but for me, I've made all the connections in my mind, and now I'm going to say it. It's the weirdest thing. Yeah. I don't know. God's gift to me.
Yeah, no. I just say shit when it comes to my head, and it could...
But that's why he's so much more talkative because he wants to say it.
Like, I make a joke to, like, when my mom's like, Justin made a full one, and I was like, yeah, it's because all that non-talking for so long built up so much inside that he's like, I can't do it anymore.
The word demons. The word demons, they're taking over my body.
No, but my family is so social with everyone. Well, my mom and my sister are now. Well...
Your mom always has been.
My mom always has been. My dad was way worse than my mom. But them together
and my brother were the only ones growing up, and me, of course. But I was for the most part, I wasn't always around them, so I was in my own groups here and there. For the most part, I mean, in youth group, obviously not, but I'm trying to think. Because whenever we were in scouts, I was in different groups than my brothers. Whenever I went to college, I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, I'm not ashamed because I still was able to find some success in that part of my life. Becoming an Eagle Scout was a big thing for me, but
that's an accomplishment because
I'm never gonna say I'm so proud I was a Boy Scout. It's God. Yeah, no.
You want to take those kids' heads and just put them through a wall?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like. Really?
I was self-aware enough to know if I was like super proud to be a Boy Scout, people would either think two things. One, I'm a nerd and I have no social life, or two, I'm gay. One or the other. So I'm like, well, I'm not either, so shit. I mean, I was a nerd for some things. Like quizzing was one of my nerd outs, but that's also because my mind makes me a nerd in some way. It's such a sponge for me that everyone thinks I'm a nerd. It's like, no, I just know things on the first time I hear it.
I feel like nerd is so like...
There's a negative connotation to nerd, especially when we were growing up, but now it's not as bad.
Yeah, nerd kind of made It
made a comeback for the most part, because I think most people understand that the nerds are the ones getting the money. Mm-hmm. They may not have the looks, but they got all the money, so... Yeah. I mean, look at Bill Gates, one of the richest men on earth. Look at him. He's a nerd.
I mean,
fucking pedophile too. Probably gonna take that down from YouTube because he's got power. But obviously, he went to that island. I'm pretty sure he went to that island. Why did he get divorced? And why suddenly after Epstein's death did he get divorced? I don't
know, man.
Conspiracy theories, most powerful man. And Elon Musk, for the most part, was nerdy for most of his life, but he's also autistic, I think. So
yeah, he's got.
He has Downs.
But
he doesn't have Downs. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have Downs. He's just autistic. He's very high-functioning autistic.
Very. Yeah.
I don't think he has Downs. He doesn't look like he has Downs. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a South African gene makes you look a little bit more, I guess, normal, if that's the best word. If you have Downs. Because Down syndrome is the physical features of the face are very characteristic, and you can tell. Like, you have a crowd of 1,000 people, and one of them has Downs. You know which one has Downs. I mean, it's not...
That is true.
And that's not discriminatory in any way. It's just... That's how it is. It's like dwarfism, too.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously height being a big factor, but even facial structure as well as structure, generally speaking.
Love dwarfs.
Oh, my goodness. There's a comedian, Brad.
Yeah.
Brad.
I know who you're talking about.
So funny.
Yeah.
Sexual humor is my fucking thing, and man, he just takes it to just a high degree. Oh my god, he's so funny, especially when he talks about my urinal. The guy's always going in the restroom, and they're at my urinal, and he gets so frustrated. I'm like, that's hilarious, because every guy in the audience, and he even points out, every guy in the audience understands that, but for you women who don't understand, there's a urinal in every bathroom that is a short urinal. That's my urinal. I love that. That was so funny.
Okay.
Have you ever? Is the word I was looking for.
Oh yeah, which is a form of autism. It's high functioning for the most part.
When you're in a guy's bathroom, and there's every stall open, and you're like the first one in there, and you go pee, right? And you're going pee, and someone else comes in,
and they take the spot right next to you.
Right next to you.
You know they're a weirdo. You know immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Either they're old and they just forgot or they don't care, or they're a young child. I guess a young child hasn't understood that factor. But if they're our age and they do that shit,
I still do not care.
You just
get away from me.
You just turn to them and start, woo!
Helicopter time, man.
You looking for a shower?
Yeah.
I'll give it to you golden, baby. Dude, anyway, we need to go back on topic. Holy shit.
Yeah, that is the most fucking awkward. Well, we're so scatterbrained, though.
I think we're doing better tonight than we did the other night because it's not 4 a.m. right now. Because we started so late that time because we're still trying to figure out camera and shit. All right, where were we?
I don't know.
I guess we could go to the point where we started hanging out again.
Yeah.
Which was, I think it was like April. It was just before you and your family, as well as my family, went to, or by my family I mean my wife and I and Justin went to San Antonio. I think it was before that. I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
Was it before? No, it was after that, wasn't it?
No, it was before.
I thought it was after.
I'm pretty sure it was before.
Whichever it was.
Yeah. When was that? We met in Texas.
No, well,
me and
June.
June.
That was in June when we were.
Okay. So it was
there.
probably April-ish time frame or May. All I know is that you came over because you and him were going kayaking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That was after the trip.
Yeah, that was after the trip.
I remember walking up the steps. I heard your voice. I'm like, well, I guess I can figure out today if we're on good terms or bad terms. So I was like, fuck it. I walk upstairs. I was like, oh, thank God we're on good terms. Because I was like, oh, well, this could be a little weird.
Why would we be on bad terms?
Because we didn't really see each other that much, and I wasn't making that much effort to see you, even though a lot of shit happened in your life. I didn't go to the hospital after your accident either. So I was like, maybe we're not on good terms.
No,
I guess I internalized it way too much.
But also, a lot of my friends didn't come to the hospital. Like a lot of my really close.
Well, and that was
friends.
also because of COVID.
It was also because of the whole cootie virus.
Yeah. Well, but, because only 2 people could be in there per day.
One.
I thought it was 2 per day.
One.
So everyone's like, yeah, I'll go to the hospital to be outside the hospital and not see. Yeah. It's like, and we're all the way up in Seattle at that point.
No, I was in Tacoma.
Okay. Still, it's like 40 to an hour from here. So it was like, and I think I was also, was I in school at that point? No, I had graduated by that point because that was why we went to San Antonio, my wife and I. So.
But yeah, no, I don't know why we would have been on bad terms because I never hold anything
I just didn't
necessarily against anyone. Like
we just hadn't talked for such a long time. I was like, well, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, but I don't really care because like I understand your guys' situation. Yeah, you know, like you're busy, you're in school, you got married. Like
that's a big
you know. Now
I guess that's an excuse.
There's some other people. They're going to
say all of their names. Make sure everyone knows who they are. Say their address, their phone number, all their contact information. Do it. I'm kidding.
I can't.
It can get taken down from YouTube immediately the second I say contact.
No. No, just I didn't really care. Like to be honest, like I did. Don't get me wrong, because it was really fucking lonely. But like, I didn't really care.
Do you even remember who was there? At the
hospital? At the hospital, Seth saw me. Yeah. I think before my parents did. My best friend Seth. Yeah.
Was that also because Seth was with you that day?
No, he doesn't ride. Yeah. He doesn't ride motorcycles.
I thought he did for a time, didn't he?
I thought he.
No, he wants to.
And then why not?
He plans on getting a bike.
It's not that hard, is it?
No, it's not. It's just
I mean, that's also me with guns too.
It's
like I gotta go shoot my gun, and I haven't yet. So I guess
it's just kind of like that. Like shit just gets in the way, you know.
Yep,
like, it does
every fucking day.
Yeah. But let's see. Seth saw me the first day. My mom saw me the second day.
Weren't you released the 3rd or 4th day?
I was released 6 days. It was just shy of a week.
Okay.
it was 6 days that I was in the hospital for.
I remember seeing you at your house, and before I left, I wanted to make sure, because you were taking a lot of pain medication. I was like, make sure you be careful with all of what you're doing, because
I wasn't taking pain medication.
Well, weren't you taking medication? Oh no, this was after your.
No, it was probably with my shoulder. Because I did take Oxy for
I thought you were taking medication after the accident because it was quite significant.
They gave me, because I didn't request any oxycodone. I didn't request anything. Either. Like I didn't request. It
doesn't really help.
No,
long term.
They wanted to give me stuff, and I was like, no, I don't like that. I don't like the way it doesn't cure any of my pain. Like it doesn't.
For the most
take
part,
it away.
you can even just do like ibuprofen.
Well,
strong
none of those things work. You gotta.
Well, you're also a redhead, so it's a biological factor. Even
medication.
Anesthesiologists have to factor that in too. That's how significant it is.
Yeah. No, like whenever I go to the dentist, like my dentist, whenever
keep numbing. No, you're not doing enough.
It will not. They've done 4 shots, and they're like, it's technically not good if I give you another shot.
I wonder why that is.
Because
I won't ever figure that out. No, I mean like why redheads specifically.
I have no idea, but it sucks.
The only thing I could think of is you have such a hyperactive nervous system that your body's always in a stage that you're so high on adrenaline all the time that you try to make them knock out. It doesn't work. So you just gotta tire them out. Just wait for them.
No, but I had to have a root canal with feeling everything.
Oh, jeez.
I remember because like the person that was doing it, she was like, "Oh, hon, I'm so sorry," and I'm sitting there like just a tear coming down my face, and I'm like,
harder.
No, you're good. So like, I mean, you get used to.
Can't have the pleasure without the pain. If you
get used to pain pretty quickly, and you can tolerate a lot.
Yeah.
Like I mean, when I was a kid, I couldn't. I was a little.
Well, everyone is when they're a kid.
Unless yeah, that's true.
Unless you have that rare condition in which you never feel pain, which is actually worse of a life to live than one with pain.
No, and then like, I don't know, like, I don't know when it got like super bad because like I just started like not feeling like severe pain because I didn't feel my shoulder blowing out, and I've heard like a lot of people like when it happened. Yeah, when it happened, normally like. What I've done research on. It could also
be that you pinched a lot of nerves. But
well, what happened? I felt the pop, and there was the pop, right? And I was like, oh, I didn't think it felt different, and I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, but my body pops all the fucking time.
It's kind of like what happened to my dad too.
And then
remember, and he kind of went like. It felt weird, but it wasn't like
it was just like my leg when it broke. Like it was literally, it was the like a sharp like boop, a pain, and then with my leg, my leg, I was like and then I fell down, right, and then like I was laying there, and then I was like, my leg feels different.
Am I a little bit?
It's not. It wasn't pain.
Yeah.
It was just like my leg feels different. Okay.
Well, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, I was like laying there, and then they're like, "Hey, are you okay?" And they like yelled from a distance because I kind of went off the edge when I fell, and I was like, "I think I broke my leg." And they're like,
"You think?"
What? Yeah, no, because I didn't know because I didn't really move because I was holding on to what I was.
Plus, your leg
going into the ocean. No, because what happened was there was these steps that were going down to the water. And we were on a hike, and you know,
they just took the wrong step.
No, it was covered with that film.
Oh
that slick film. And you have no traction, no matter what shoe you're wearing. And I stepped, and I was like, "Here I go."
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah, it was basically like that.
Take me from this life.
And I landed, and I felt it go. And there was just like this vibration, and it went up my whole entire leg, and it almost went into my hip. I remembered that part because it was such an odd feeling while I was falling, and I was like, "Ah!" And then like I fell, right? And then like I was just trying to grab onto something from falling off the edge into the water, and so like I finally grabbed a grip because it was just sliding down the stairs, And then they're like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, but I think I broke my leg." And they're like, "What the? They're what?" And so one of my buddies runs down, and then he slips and falls. And so then I kind of like grab onto him, and I'm holding on, and then he grabs harder, and then my other buddy comes over, and we're like, "Stay! Don't come down!"
The stairs are slippery.
But and then eventually like I crawled up, and like I couldn't put any pressure on the leg, and I was just like walking out, kind of like hopping. But like every time I hopped, like my leg just felt off.
No,
like
they
I was
will.
like,
Because like
Yeah.
all the nerves that are in your muscles will also sense where your leg is in space.
yeah,
So if those are off just a little bit, your brain is like, that's not where it's supposed to be. What's going on? So you'll get that sense of like, my leg's in the wrong spot. But it's not like a pain. It's just like your nerves are sending signals like, I think I'm in the wrong spot.
It didn't become painful until I started hiking back to the car because I couldn't put any pressure.
That's
and then,
also typical.
And then, my leg, when I lifted it up, it was just like...
But, I mean, even then, it's also adrenaline, too.
Yeah.
Because whenever I had the scooter accident when I was like 12-ish, I didn't feel anything. I got up, and then as I was walking back to the house, it just stung. Oh, it sucked.
Yeah.
It was like bad, like horrible road rash. It just sucked.
Well, yeah, when I got to the hospital with my leg, I was like sitting there. I was like, I started like shaking and like going into almost like shock. And I was like, holy shit. And I was like,
this feels good.
like there was no emotion other than just to grip the wheelchair that I was in. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, this sucks.
I've had that before.
Like there was other times while I was walking back to the car where I wanted to cry.
Where, like you bounce your leg because you're in so much pain.
No, it wasn't that.
I mean,
like
you obviously couldn't, but
like I was literally like convulsing, and my mom's like,
you're probably having a fever too, which
Yeah.
is common.
but with my shoulder, I just felt it pop, and I was like, oh, that's weird, and I could still lift it, and there wasn't any pain at the time, and then I continued working, and I was like, okay. And then probably like I think it was like 30 minutes after I started feeling like uncomfortable in my shoulder, I was like, okay, weird. And then I continued to work, and then it started to get a little bit more painful and a little bit more painful as I continued. So then eventually it got enough to where I was like, I should probably stop and like tell my supervisor, right? So like,
hey, I think my shoulder is messed up.
I walked to him and I was like, hey, like I think something happened to my shoulder. And then he was like, oh, well, how bad is it? I'm like, it hurts.
Who was your supervisor, if you don't mind me asking? If you remember his first name?
I don't.
Because it'd been funny if it was.
He taught me wrong.
What do you mean?
Like how
to
why
lift?
I got hurt is because of the method that they used. That's not actually how you're supposed to do it, and that's how I got hurt. But it was with it. So you would build it, and it was like stacking, like the wall inside the.
Were you filling up trucks?
Yeah, I was filling up trucks, and it.
I'm filling up the trucks.
Stroke.
You turned Asian all of a sudden.
Well, like you had to like move quickly.
Oh my God.
You had to move like really fucking quick because it would come off the conveyor belt and just box,
Yeah.
and it was all different sizes. And if you got held behind, it would start falling off the sides. So like you're trying to play catch up, and then eventually, like if it got stuck too much, like it would hold up like the person down below me or like down on the next to me. Because it would just come off the chute, and then if I got all the way backed up, then like none of those boxes that need to go to him would go. It was
Yeah, that's fun.
So, like,
why
you
didn't they
have
put
to
the
move
new guys on the
quickly.
furthest down conveyor belt then? Because at least if they mess up, it's not anybody
but
else.
anyways, like I was there for like a week until I got hurt, and so I was literally just like I built it up, and then once you got it up to like a little bit above like where you could reach. You had these bags that you set aside that you just toss up. And it was like a bunch of small little packages or like those, those, I don't know what you would call them, like envelope filled with like small little things inside, like stickers
And
or
then just throw them up.
whatever. But,
that makes sense.
when you have a bunch and you have this huge bag that's bigger than this table we have here, and then you just toss them up and you just fill up that top row.
That's probably
with
what
those.
It's kind of like working at Amazon too now.
Yeah. And so, anyways, I just
Don't envy
tossed
that
it.
at all.
I just tossed one, and then
The shoulder, yeah.
I was like,
And then,
okay. Well, anyways, so I got I was talking with him. He was like, okay, do you think you still work? I was like,
No.
I mean, I can.
I would have been like, probably not a good idea. I should probably get it looked at first.
I've never been that way.
Well, because you're young enough. You're like, well, I'm not that old.
Well,
I've never had this happen before. I know when my shoulder gets sore.
I've been fucking chucked into the... I've been really smashed. Okay.
I don't even have to say
I said that. I was like,
I don't have to say
I've been smashed.
yeah, no, I fucked up.
Austin admitting he's gay on live stream.
Good for you.
Ooh, I'm a married man now, so that's not
That's what
possible.
makes it better.
No.
The chase.
That's a hard no. That's a never. Not even if my wife dies. All right. Anyway, going back to what 2021.
That actually made me feel sad.
I'm sorry, dude.
He's just not gay.
I guess I just don't love you on that level. Not that.
I don't want your dick inside me, but like,
That's what he's talking about.
no,
I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, I would definitely snag you.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Give
I'd
me
be
handy.
like, hey, whoa, man.
I reach around.
There's a difference between like enjoying it, but like helping a friend out, you know?
Yeah. Both my arms are broken. Could you help me out?
Sometimes you gotta take one for the team, man.
Also, could you do it like my wife does?
You mean did?
Oh, that's kind of sad, isn't it? I hope I don't die before my wife. That's kind of sad. You know how people get.
I mean,
like the
most
guys
men
get
do.
after the girls pass away.
Most men die before their wives, so I mean,
That's my fingers.
there is.
So I don't have
plus
to be
to
the
this
sad
world.
sack of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I let my wife be the sad sack of shit. She loves me. She loves me. At least that's what I tell myself.
But anyways, I went back to work and I continued to work until
Dumbass.
like I literally could not handle the pain anymore. And I was like, okay, hey, I need to like get this figured out. And he was like, okay, well, can you wait around? And
Such an inconvenience
all
that you're
this.
hurting, man.
yeah, it was literally
I
like
get
that.
it from like a supervisor's standpoint.
Well,
it's
it's
like you bring on this new guy and he's already.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but also like I tried. I understood where he was coming from. Like I understood.
Yeah.
Like I'm new, and I just got hurt. And he's like, "Is this guy actually hurt?" I'm like, "But when
I
you're
get that.
actually in like agonizing pain, but like I don't really show it. I just kind of like do like this."
Yeah. I mean, a
Kinda
lot
face
of
when-
guys try to hide it as much as possible. Some guys.
Well, it's
suck
not
at
like I really show pain, except for when my testicle exploded. Okay,
it. Okay, that's an exception.
I was like, "My testicle!"
and then you passed out.
Yeah, no, I was screaming.
Yeah.
I was in agonizing pain.
I don't even want to know what that feels like.
I literally could not. Whenever I get severely hurt, like I can't cry. I literally can't. Like there's nothing in me that's like tears activate now. It's like no. It's like
Yeah.
it's like I literally clench.
A little bit of lubricant.
Like I'm just like
You look like you're shitting.
yeah.
no.
Pooping yourself.
No, like I was just like yelling, "My testicle!" That was
I'm
it.
sure everyone was having fun
And then-
around you.
Well, everyone was laughing because like I came to after my
and then
seizure,
immediately the first thing you
and
said.
then like I was like, "Bro, my testicle," and then like I kind of said it like medium how they
And then
have
you
described
just
it, and then I was
started
like,
screaming.
"My testicle," and I was just screaming, and they found it pretty funny. But I mean,
I would
was,
find it funny.
Oh man.
Like if you put yourself in someone else's shoes.
Oh
and
yeah,
saw that shit, you'd be laughing.
dude. If that happened to
You'd be
one
like,
of you guys, I'd be
"Man,
like,
I'm
"Ha!
I-
Sucks, don't it?"
I'd be like, I should probably help you, but man,
No,
that's funny.
I would just sit there and laugh, and then probably point and be like, and "Now you know what it feels." I don't know.
Others people's pain.
Yeah, I don't know why other people's pain is funny to me.
Because you like dark humor.
I do. I love dark humor.
And you're a child.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Children like that. Yeah. Children love that just not self-deprecating, but deprecating humor where someone gets slapstick humor.
I mean,
That kind of stuff. but not for
You cannot say that it's not funny when someone.
There's sometimes
gets
when it's
fucking hurt.
Sometimes it's a kid.
Okay.
Sometimes when some kids fall
dude,
over, especially when they've been a little shit the whole time, you're like,
It's like-
you thought you were tough shit, and then you started crying. Oh, right. I guess now I feel bad.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, it's a good time. But no dark humors.
Yeah.
Like it's all that I ever.
Well, you also have a source for that dark humor too, so
an outlet for it because my life.
yeah. If everything else is dark, including the humor, then I guess it's fine.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings back to the first time we started talking again, because I told you, and we already went over this last week, but I told you that after you said that you're depressed, I said I don't remember if I said I had suspicions that you were, or I thought that you were. I think I said that I thought that you were.
Yeah.
Even though we hadn't really seen each other or talked, it's just through the grapevine, I heard what was going on. I was like, man, after graduating high school, you don't really have that anymore. I mean, you do have friends, but the career that you have, there's no aspirations outside of just working day to day. I'm like, that gets to anyone, especially guys. If you don't have any kind of career purpose, it's like, oh, I see that. And then
the manual labor industry, I mean, it's very satisfying,
but it's not purpose filled.
Yeah, right.
Unless you find some purpose in making sure that people have what they need for the day to day. But otherwise, it's and I guess one way you could get purpose too is you're helping support somebody else, like a family. Then you could find purpose there. But it's not the job itself that brings purpose.
No, it's not.
I outward looking in, I'm like, yeah, he probably is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm still in a very dark place, but I mean, back then, I'm probably in a darker place now, but I know how to at least deal with it a little bit better.
Yeah, for the most part.
There's, still some shit that pops up, recent or every frequently. I'm like, this is kind of new feeling that I have. And I'm like, oh no, I'm like, I don't want to get set back so far like I did, I'm actually in not a good place in my life because I'm not, but I'm in a lot better position. I'm making money. I'm not injured. I mean, I feel pain all the time, but it's big whoop-de-doo. But I'm not just hellbound to my bed and being like,
True.
I can't fucking move. I can't go out and enjoy the weather. I can't ride my bike, which that's detrimental to my health because
Can you still not ride your bike?
No, dude.
Well, obviously,
after my fucking accident, I bought a bike a month after, and started riding. Everyone thought
you lost all those children, and now you're just I'll lose some more.
Dude, I don't care because if it's something that I generally love to do, nothing's gonna stop me. And everyone thought I was fucking insane because they're like, dude, but you have to realize to give it up because you could lose your life. I'm like, I don't care if I lose my life to it.
Yeah,
it's what it's worth worth the risk. It's just
You can die in a car accident.
exactly. You can die at any given moment. I'd rather be die.
I'd rather die with my testicle right next to my left ear than
I would rather die doing something that I
than in my
enjoy
deathbed
to do.
with my children surrounded by me, them asking questions about what was the best thing you remember in life. It wasn't you, kids. That'd be so funny. I'd know if I was an old guy and everyone knew I was humorous. I'd say that shit if I am still there.
Yeah.
I feel like by that age, I'm not gonna be there anymore.
I mean, I'm already basically not here anymore, but
Well, you don't have Alzheimer's or dementia.
it feels like it.
I don't think so. You're not forgetting your name. You don't have sundowners.
Dude, someone asked me how old I was. What was it, a month ago? And I was like,
I don't know my age.
Dude, yeah, no, I'm starting to.
I'm starting to really think about it. I'm like,
okay, what year is it?
I'm counting on my fingers, and I'm like,
So if you go from 99 to 2022, is that
math? Fuck. No,
I think I'm 19. I'm kidding. I'm not 19.
Ugh.
No.
It feels like yesterday. It was like 17, 16, man. It's weird.
Time's a flying.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm 20.
The time has gone so fucking slow in my life.
22. I'm 22. Okay. Sorry.
You were in your own prison for 2 years. Right?
Yeah, I mean, every day felt like an eternity.
Gotta love hell. Sometimes you gotta go through hell.
Damn, you're cute.
Oh.
Anyways, back to the topic.
the D topic. Depression. Depression. D.
Yeah.
I can't cry, but I feel like dying. Depression. Depression. There goes
I'm so glad I did not fully
because
take
you would
a
have
drink
snorted
because
that shit.
it would've
You
went-
remember when you snorted out a fucking chicken nugget from McDonald's? Holy shit!
snorted out.
No, you did that same shit where you're drinking something, you laugh, and it comes through your nose.
Yeah.
You had a chicken nugget come through there.
I don't remember that.
And it was a sizable chicken nugget, too. It wasn't the whole chicken nugget, but
What?
I think it was after bowling.
God, I just remember I was like, how big is your nasal canal? Holy shit.
Why do I not remember this?
When was that? We were at McDonald's. I just don't remember what we were doing.
I think it was after bowling, I believe. It wasn't super long ago.
No.
What? I do not have any memory of
Chicken nuggets straight through the nose.
I've
think Ashley was
thrown
there
up.
too,
I've
so
thrown
she-
up a whole chicken nugget before.
No, through your nose after
Tired?
laughing. And
No,
it threw
because-
it threw me off guard because I thought you just sneezed. So I was like, "Did you just sneeze out a chicken nugget?" And I was so just completely
Did you
psyched.
swallow an entire chicken nugget?
Dude, I will inhale food whole.
Yeah, that's not healthy.
I know it's not, but my body's just one chew and it's not even done anything, and I'm just
Well, and it's because the main reason is because your mouth actually has enzymes to break down sugars. So if you don't actually chew and allow that enzyme to actually act, the second it goes to your stomach, you'll get bad
no,
stomach
there's
issues.
sometimes when I'm not even thinking, I'm just eating, I'll swallow things whole. Or when I'm so hungry, I put it in my mouth and I'm just and I'm like, that's what she said.
The whole action and everything, man. You set yourself up.
Yeah.
And you got that big thing and you just swallow it whole. Just
Yeah, don't be a fucking pussy.
Come on, deep throat that shit.
Just swallow whole.
no one wants you seeing kiss tip. Got to take the whole thing.
No, but with
I want to see tears.
with the chicken nugget, that was pretty funny because it was your brother was over. This was we were younger, not super young, but we were I don't know, 13. And I was on one couch and he was on the other, and he was sleeping and I was sleeping because it was hot out or something. We got done playing outside, and so we came in. Well, anyways, my sister had a friend over, and I wake up and I'm in a panic, right? I need a bathroom.
Well,
So,
I gotta bring something else up from
I-
my childhood.
I take I think it was two steps, and I throw up. I throw up just normally, and then my sister's friend comes in, and I'm sitting there hands on the floor because I'm and I make dead eye contact with him, and I'm "Ugh," and I throw up, and this chicken nugget comes full.
I'm surprised you could eat chicken nuggets after
It
that.
was
Typically, when I puke something, I
that
cannot
big.
eat it anymore.
And he's sitting there, he's and he just walks away, and he goes, "Your brother just threw up a whole chicken nugget." And my sister's like, "What?" And I'm and I just
your hairball.
I'm literally just continuously throwing up, and I'm making
it's
a
probably
trail.
McDonald's then.
No, it wasn't. It was home. It was homemade. Chicken,
Oh, I thought it was
chicken nuggets.
okay.
And
Yeah,
these chicken
bringing
nuggets
it
were this big.
but if you puke that much soon enough after a meal, it typically means something wasn't right with the food. Typically, I mean, sometimes it could also mean that you have Tamiflu, not Tamiflu. Can't remember which one. I mean, obviously,
Or
stomach
you're
flu,
swallowing
but
too big of meat.
you
Brandon
know
would
more
know.
about that. Okay, time that perfectly.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to depression. Want to talk more about it?
You know what's funny? Like, I'm almost always in the mood to like get into detox.
But when
right
you keep
now-
talking about shit like
right now-
giggly, I'm a giggly bitch right now.
I am too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like remembering.
I don't want to
all these
ruin the
funny
moment
stories.
by talking
No,
about
but
something
you-
so deep.
You had a good story about throwing up. You said that reminds me.
Truck.
Oh no, it was with Justin. So, my mom's parents were at the house at this point. I don't remember what year it was. I think I was talking with Jesse still at the time, so it's at least
Oh,
2015. Just
2014, I think.
so it was before I met my wife. Well, formally met my wife. I knew who she was. I'm a stalker, obviously. As every guy does, just use Facebook. Just be like, I think she's cute. Anyway, I was talking, and then I ended the conversation at about 1:40 in the morning, and then right as I'm going to bed, just before I fall asleep, because Justin at that time was wearing a CPAP machine, he just goes, and he would do that sometimes just randomly in the middle of the night. And I was like, he's probably just doing it again. And he's like talking in his sleep, but because he has the mask on, you can't tell.
right.
And then I hear, oh, it feels so good. And then he gets up and he runs to the bathroom. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. Runs to the bathroom, leaves the light on, doors open. Just like a minute goes by, and I just hear sudden loud
That's when
crash.
he hit his head.
Yeah, that's when he's hit his head. I was like, I walk into the bathroom, I'm like, what's going on? And he's passed out on the floor. I'm like, well, this is great. So I go down, I'm making sure, like, I think at that point he'd done some kind of CPR training. I looked down to make sure he was breathing, make sure everything was going well, nothing was obstructed, that kind of thing. I could tell his eyes were open, he was staring straight up at the ceiling. And then just before I can tap him to be like, hey, Justin, I turn around and my grandfather's there, who also wears a mask, but he wraps something around his head. I can't remember what it is, but I just turn
Is it
over.
like, you know what a shamag is?
No, I don't. I don't know what it is, but it's almost like you take a head strap, like a normal headband, and you just put it vertical right here to keep your mouth shut. That's basically what he did it for. He's keep his mouth. I turn and I look. I see my grandfather like that, and I just see shock in his eyes. But I was about to laugh so hard. I was like, "This is a weird situation. I'm very sleepy. I can see my grandfather in a position that is like, that's not what I normally see." Yeah. It looks pretty much like that, and it threw me off
gonna
guard.
show
He
the
had like
camera.
really bad bedhead at that point too.
Here, you want me to hold it? All right.
Yeah,
You know,
he basically had that same thing, but I think he made his own.
Okay, use your imagination here real quick, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Legs. That covers your ass.
Jock string? Is that what it's called? Jock string?
Testicle holder? I would just call it a
Well, no, this
testicle
is for
holder.
the chin. But anyway, I look,
Anyways,
and eventually I snap out of it.
hold it here.
I snap out of it,
They might have.
and
Yeah.
you know, I tell him like, I'm pretty sure he just fell, he passed out, kind of thing. And then my mom comes around, and of course now you go through another set of a person going through shock, and it's like, okay, let's go through the motions about what to do. She told me to call 911, which was the first time I think I've ever done it. It was. I remember I was nervous and so tired because it's like 2 a.m, not normally when I was up, and the first thing they ask is, okay, what's the address? So I say the address in full. They said, no, what street is it on? I was like, I'll just say the full address again. So I say the full address again, and there's so much about the address. I'm like, I'm saying the address exactly how anyone in a normal situation would say their address. They say the numbers first, and then they say the street. For some reason, it was not working, so eventually we get the address set through. And then she started to ask me a question about if you're responsive, and I was like, well, I'm not with him currently, but at the time, no, kind of thing. And then walk through all those questions. Eventually, EMT arrives, and that all sorted out. But that night was a night, because I don't think I fell asleep until like 5 a.m. Just a mixture of emotions, just like, what's going on? Oh my god, that's funny. And then just a whole bunch of emotions going on at once, and eventually I fell asleep. I woke up, I'm like, oh, is Justin back?
Oh, he survived?
He's alive!
Because I was too tired. I was about to go to the hospital, too, with him. And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of tired.
Yeah.
I don't remember when that was, though.
Dude, I don't know, with this whole, like, throwing up topic, right? Or, like, whatever. Reminds me
Great
of
topic for you,
one
too.
of the funniest things that happened in my life at a certain, like, I was 18, 19, I think. And I'm not shitting you. So, you know those big fucking gumballs that you get from, like, Walmart? They're in the slot machines, and they're, like, that fucking big.
You mean the Jawbreakers?
No, they're gumballs. They're, like... They're a big, but they're
Maybe
like
it's just
$1.
because you have small hands, because for me, they're
I
only
don't
about
have
that big.
hands. No, shut the fuck up.
You got roasted.
No, I've never had a big gumball in my mouth.
You're about to have this big gumball in your mouth.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Okay, no, but it was about reasonable size. Okay, and we all, me and my two other buddies bought them, and anyways, my buddy puts it in it, like the full thing in his mouth.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
And they're hard, like
Yeah.
they're solid.
Those balls are hard. Yeah,
It's not the only thing that's hard.
it better not be. I mean, I imagine whenever we get big enough and there's enough viewers, you know that if you have enough viewers, one of them at one point is masturbating. You know, I know eventually there'll be a point in our stream where I know that there's so many people that one person, it's not because they find us sexually attracted, they're just bored, so they start doing one out. I know that there's going to be at least one person who does that shit. I know at least one person if we eventually get that big, you know? And that'll always be in the back of my mind. Like, there's probably someone,
What the fuck? How did you ever come? I've never thought that.
You've never thought that?
No, I'm not just watching like some big mainstream and be like, oh fuck yeah, I'm so fucking bored.
But
right
you've
now.
never like touched yourself while you're watching somebody? Like you're
No.
like, I'm kind of bored.
No,
Really?
no.
Oh,
But you also got to remember, I don't do that. Remember, we had that
You do that?
conversation.
that one?
I mean, you would know.
That's the right time to come in. I'm surprised you're still awake.
We're probably really loud,
Oh yeah, that's probably what it is.
but
Whoops.
no.
Love you.
She gone.
No, she's not gone. She heard me.
No, she left. She left your ass.
No, she didn't. There she is. Welcome back.
Hi.
An
you
ice
find your
cream
dad?
sandwich.
Did you find my dad?
And what? I think I guess. Oh, nice.
There's my dark sense of humor. By the
Yeah.
way, audience, my dad is dead.
Oh yeah, I guess we didn't cover that shit yet. We had gone all the way up to like us meeting together, but we didn't get to
No,
that.
he died
Oh, tragic.
up there. Yeah, I joke about it, but it's sad.
No, it's real.
Yeah. No, yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, kill the mood. You're talking about balls, and now we're talking about dead dads. I mean,
okay. I will.
you're not a
all right.
slut.
How do you know?
I mean, if you're a slut, then you talk about big balls and oh my dad, I got dad problems, that kind of stuff, you know?
Daddy issues.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
yeah, I don't know why guys find that so attractive. Probably because it's the freakiest one stereotype, even though that's not probably true. I don't know. I've only been with one person, so you would
Okay,
know. I don't know what's with my laugh today. Holy
Back
shit.
to my story.
About how he lost his virginity to a man.
Yeah. No. Okay. So, anyway, so he puts it in his mouth and he crushes it, right? And he's
Those
just
balls.
the big ball.
Yeah.
Yes. And he's just.
Stop using euphemisms, man. It just makes me...
I'm sorry. There's no other way to uses this
He mastificates his balls.
abnormally big gumball.
You could just say a piece of gum, technically.
No.
Anyway,
It
bubble gum. How does
defeats-
that
it
turn into
defeats-
puking?
But wait.
Is it like blue?
No,
Wait, is
no,
it the
no,
color
no,
of the
no,
gumball?
Shut up. So, okay.
So
So
I'm trying to accelerate the
there,
story.
there's the gumball, and he had like a green one, and I had like a purple one, and my other buddy had, I think, a red one. And
I was gonna laugh.
so we no. So then I'm like, so my other buddy does it, right? But he's having a harder time, and he's like trying not to laugh because it's literally stuck in his mouth because it's hilarious. So I'm like, okay, you guys are doing it, I'm gonna do it, right?
Bad idea.
Because big brain at the time.
Yeah,
was
when-
like,
when-
this is smart.
When your mom tells you, well, if your friends jump off a bridge, would you? It's like, yeah, it's the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Almost a baseball size gumball. Anyway, so like I put it in
Sizable.
my mouth, and I finally get that first chomp, and Aaron's already like chewing his somehow. Like he's going for it. And
Do I
I'm
know
like,
this Aaron or no?
Yeah. Tell him.
From youth group?
I'm gonna say his.
Don't say his last name. Don't say his last name.
I'm gonna say his last name.
I don't know what if he had more than one.
Kill him.
Uh,
Kill him.
Okay, I'll kill him.
And then there was Zach. Kill
okay.
him.
Define him.
We went to
The twins.
a house
Okay.
There we
I was
go.
thinking
on
Asian.
fire this last year.
I was thinking
Kill
Asian,
him.
to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't say his last name, but
yeah.
I was thinking that
No,
Aaron.
no. So it was me, him, and another buddy of mine. And at the time, anyway, so like he's already chewing, and I just got my first chomp into it. Like it barely broke. And he says something funny, right? And so there's so much saliva build up into my mouth.
You're getting ready.
Shut the fuck up. And and we're sitting in the car because we just got in the car, and and I laugh, and it goes all over the top of the car, the window. This purple sticky gumball is everywhere, but most of it is in my mouth. But from the laughter, I exhaled and then inhaled. Well, I got a piece of the gumball stuck in my throat, and so I'm dying laughing because, and so is my other buddy, but he's like holding his saliva, like it's just pouring out of his mouth because he can't do it either. But he didn't laugh he didn't commit to the laugh. Anyway, so and then I'm holding the saliva, and then there's some vomit that's coming up through, but it's still stuck in my throat. And so I'm holding it, and I need to get out of the car because the door's shut, and I'm in the front seat, and I'm like holding it, but I'm dying laughing still, but I'm choking, and I'm like, but I'm laughing at the same time. I can't control this. And so my buddy like reaches around and like grabs the doorknob and pushes the door open, and I like roll out of the car, and I just literally like drop it. I'm like, and I'm just puking and puking and puking, but it was so. Dude, you had to have been there. It was so funny.
So funny, yeah.
It was.
Oh,
It was one of probably the best. Okay, one of the funniest moments in my life leading up to that, because it was just the scenario was shit, but it was so funny how bad it got. Yeah. Oh, it went to a 0 to 100 really fast because like I was just trying to chew this gumball, and then my buddy says something, and we all die laughing, and then all of a sudden I'm almost dying. Like that's basically it went from living to almost dead.
so I get like the news from my mom. Yeah, Austin passed away.
He choked on a gumball.
Wait, no, and then it'd be how did he die? He was so young. Well, he was in a car with his friends, and they all had balls. They're large balls, and they put them in each other's mouths, and saliva fucking everywhere. One of them tells a joke and just gets stuck in his throat. Just gets it stuck in his throat. He starts vomiting. He chokes on his vomit, and now he's dead.
What a legend, though. I would die a legend.
Oh my god. I don't think I have a gumball story.
No, that was
Oh god.
it was definitely quite an experience.
No, every time I've choked or threw up, it was a bad experience.
No. I've literally thrown up so many times.
I have too, but every time it's like in the middle of the night, it keeps me up. It's just I keep going. It's just it's gross. I hate it. It's like that the feeling leading up to it, then right before it happens. But as it's happening, it's not that bad, and after it happens, it's like, oh, thank God. But sometimes it doesn't relieve, and it comes back, and you're like, ah. And then there's a couple times where, like, I was having a hard time because I puked for such a long time. I had to take a breath, and it was getting to that point where I'm like, oh my God, I need to take a breath. And like, you know, when you drink a whole bunch of shit and you're really thirsty, but you get to the point where
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. Same thing with puking. I hated it. Because because you have to, but you get some of that acid back in your throat. Oh my God, that's worse.
Dry heaving is the I hate.
That's
dry
why I
heaving
drink a whole bunch of Powerade the entire time.
No, because like I've had food poisoning like 4 times now.
That's your mom trying to kill you.
Well, obviously, someone's not doing a good job.
If he keeps getting sick from my food, maybe he'll make his own.
No. No, like it never happened from being at home.
Feeding you
like,
the cash.
No, like you know that McDonald's that's in the Walmart that's connected to the Walmart is
Is it even still there?
Yes.
Okay.
It should. I think so.
There's Subway now, but
Yeah, I thought because there's the one way up there, like
then it might
closer
be
to
Subway now.
closer to
It
Puyallup.
used to be McDonald's.
The one closer to Puyallup is McDonald's. The one by the
God, it's an outdoor store.
Yeah.
The wine. That one has McDonald's.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one by us.
No. That's the Subway. But no, it was at that one I ate there, and I was like, even before then, I was like, this probably isn't a good idea because it's literally inside a fucking Walmart.
It's the same. It's the same stuff, though.
Yeah, like you know, but I was still kind of
In fact, it's like, well, they just pull it from the shelves and then they put it in the fryer. I mean, it's as quick as you can.
It was like, I don't know, it was only like a few hours, maybe at most like 3 hours after that. Like that was the worst.
Oh, that was Wingstop. One time after Wingstop, so bad.
Really?
I'm never eating there again.
I love
There was
Wingstop.
only one person there working. There was only one person working there at that time, so there wasn't like a lot going on. And I was the first one that came in after quite a time, probably after rush. And that was not a good. Chicken is one of the worst things to vomit. Especially after you just had orange juice and chocolate milk.
You know
One of the worst tasting things I've ever had go out of my mouth.
You know what really sucks coming back up is you guys are gonna clown on me for having this mix of food, but hot Cheetos and chocolate milk.
Yeah, I could see that. I've had chocolate milk come back. Chocolate milk up by itself is not that bad.
It's not bad.
No.
Not add spice.
It's a bit of. It's just a little. It's not the same smooth texture, but it's close enough to where it doesn't feel that bad.
Add spice to that.
that artificial spice.
Yeah, basically the acid. You gotta add that acid to it, and then ta-da, you got chocolate milk.
I've thrown up so many times with hot, like spicy food. That sucks.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Maybe stop eating the spicy
No,
food.
shut up.
It's probably you're gonna get a stomach ulcer, and then you're gonna really hate yourself. Well, you don't have one, so maybe I need to take part. You know. Gotta teach you, son.
Daddy issues.
That's not me.
No, that was me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about
Never
me.
mind. No.
Moment of silence.
Depression. I'm just gonna say that word a whole bunch now. It's like what's
that meme? I'm gonna stick my dick in a bag of. Oh, what is it?
what?
I'm gonna have my. I'm gonna botch this meme, but it's like.
You're talking about the
What's
Ford Tough one?
No, the dick with a island dressing with. Because I got depression, that one. Have you heard that?
No, I don't think. If I had, then I might be able
Dude,
to.
I can't remember exactly how it goes. No, the one that I like saying so much is Have you ever been slapped by a spaghetti noodle
And
your
got
girlfriend-
confused.
No, your girlfriend got or no.
No,
oh my
you
god,
got
you made me
confused.
messed up.
You got confused with your girlfriend's twin sister
No,
that
no,
you
no,
fucked
no,
your
shut
dad.
up, shut
what
up.
it feels like
No,
to
no,
drive a
you're
Ford
botching it.
F-250.
You
No,
made me botch it.
no, that's right.
Have you ever been slapped by a wet spaghetti noodle and your girlfriend had a twin sister and you got confused and fucked her dad? That's how it feels to drive a Ford F-250 Ford.
You could
Built up.
you could replace that with any truck, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Ford is relatable.
No.
Have you ever not been really confused about your sexuality after you get out of a Ford?
I mean, I drive one every day. But I also drive the smallest Ford ever made, so... Well, except for the Pinto. I think the Pinto is actually technically smaller. Piece of shit, too. You get a rear-end collision, and uh-oh, I'm dead because the engine exploded. Like,
I mean-
that seems to be a design flaw to
At
me.
least it's reliable.
Or, yeah, reliably
I'm
shitty.
not talking about... No, there was a darker joke there.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
No, I got you.
Anyways.
Depression?
Yep. Man. No,
Gonna finally
So
start
let's-
talking
let's-
about
start talking about what?
it? Depression.
Depression? Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Or are we gonna go back into jokes? I don't
No,
care.
no, we can.
I don't give a
we
shit.
can dive into depression. I'm still in a giddy mood, but
I'll kill it for you.
okay.
Just like you kill everything else. Including yourself.
I've tried.
I'm just the voice in your head. This is all a dream. That would...
You
That
know,
shit
no,
scares me.
I
That
have.
shit scares
wait,
me
wait,
so
wait, wait.
much.
Someone said, I don't know if it was you.
It's all a dream.
It
Wake
might
up.
have
Yeah.
been you, and it fucked with my brain. And we're like, what if this has all just been like a dream in a coma, like from your accident?
Yeah.
And this is just.
And you wake up and your dad's alive.
How am I supposed to know now?
I don't know. I feel sentient, so at least that gives you... Maybe it's my fucking coma.
Maybe it's.
We're all
Maybe
in
it's
coma.
Justin's coma.
Maybe
Yeah,
it
because
is.
I passed out too.
We're all in hell. Basically.
This isn't as bad as I thought hell would be. Though.
I don't know.
I mean, we have Biden as president, so.
And what Russia
Maybe.
now is attacking Ukraine. Yeah, who would have thought? What? That's not possible. You know, he didn't just take back Crimea like 5 or 6 years ago. Not to get into that fucking topic, but stupid. Anyway,
Anyways, so where do we want to?
where do you want to start?
Yeah, honestly, like there's so much to. Are we just sharing our experiences and how it's affected us, or how do we want to go about this? Because this is a topic where I already know that there's
Do we have enough time for it though? Because we have what, like 27 minutes?
30 minutes. I mean, we could always go a little over
2 hours?
Because we could probably do something else first then, because I feel like that one's going to need an episode in of itself, because
Yeah,
it's
probably.
pretty deep.
Yeah, and when we get talking about depression, it lasts a long time.
A long
Yeah,
time.
a long
Yeah,
time.
I'm technically okay with going over, but if I'm up at 6, I got to go to work again tomorrow at 5.
Yeah, but
But I
that's
got a
not
whole bunch
bad.
of I have a whole bunch of studying to do too. So I don't want to wake
Yeah.
up, study, then go to work, and then
Well, I mean, we have tomorrow's.
yeah, that's
podcast,
true.
so-
Yeah, I keep forgetting.
Yeah, because this. Oh my god, I was about to say this time tomorrow podcast, but 2 a.m. tomorrow night.
Yeah, 2 a.m. to basically 4 a.m., which is
Yeah.
what we're doing today.
The same exact. It'll be
Yep.
tomorrow.
No one will be awake other than those in the East Coast. Fuck them, by the way. Why not? Because they're going to be the only ones, because they're 3 hours ahead, so
That's-
5 a.m. is when we start, and then
Yeah.
7 a.m. is when we end. So it's
Right.
going to be everyone who goes to work during rush in the East Coast is going to be
East
listening.
Coast,
And I
but
guess we
here-
also have like Afghanistan, Australia. That's what I
But
think to
here
say, not
too-
Afghanistan. Another A, but
But here too, I mean, I'm always up at night because I got depression.
do you want to talk about fat people? Because that's one of them.
It's just
Yeah. There's I don't know how long do you
what you take it.
take what
You take control of it, man.
with
Like,
fat
what do you-
people?
No, like what you want to bring up, or like, do we want to?
I was trying to figure out which one of these.
Hmm.
Do we want to keep it light?
I mean, probably. I mean, we only got
So therapy?
therapy.
That's a light topic. I've never had it.
I have.
I've not.
I mean, we can discuss that.
I was
used
kind
to
of
do
joking
it.
because I was like, well, that's not really light, is it? Because
Yeah, it can be. I mean, it was for me. It wasn't really anything like super extensive.
I guess you could say in a way I've gone through kind of therapy, but it's not like I had a therapist
You
listen
went
to all of my
an
problems.
office
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
actually-
I mean, technically I was in an office, but it wasn't a therapist office.
see the
That sounds so wrong now that I think about it.
Okay.
I was in somebody else's office.
But like with my therapist, we never really got like super deep. You know,
That
like
doesn't,
on the
that's also because you only have, what, like an hour?
yeah.
Yeah, so it's
And
not
there's
like you
there's
can...
not enough time. That and they're so fucking expensive. Like I'd
True.
rather just be my own therapist, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I've done better and I've learned more doing it on my own than she helped me. Like she didn't really give me any information that I didn't already
Yeah.
fucking know. Like it was just it's like, okay, well, just someone else telling me the same fucking thing that I'm telling myself.
Sometimes, at least for
I guess
me
it was like
anyway.
reassuring that I'm doing it right, but like
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
for
just
me,
going through the
sometimes it's hard for
process
me to
is
know. Like,
Mm.
okay, where am I fucking up? Because sometimes I need someone to tell me where I'm fucking up because I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
Like, for me, pride wasn't something that I saw originally. It's something that I had to notice in myself over time.
yeah,
Because you don't notice your own pride until eventually it slaps you in the face.
that's fair.
Yeah. So, and there's other stuff like that where you kind of have to have someone, on the outside to be like, not necessarily what they see, but try to guide you to understanding yourself a little bit more than you do. 'Cause I think that's what a lot of people struggle with is understanding yourself and loving yourself too.
Loving myself is very hard.
It's tough. I think
But-
it's easier to love others for me than it is to love myself. But I
You
also
know-
see that if I don't love myself, then I start to have
It's kind
problems.
of funny because like I'm almost more comfortable of the broken me than I am than what I was
That's also
prior.
because it's probably welcoming. It's like
Well-
what's the best way of saying it? If you're not fixing your problems, you're comfortable.
Yeah,
Because in order to fix your problems, you have to go through some discomfort first, which you have to. If
I
you
mean-
don't, then it's just gonna
I mean-
swallow you alive. Like I was about to say something, but
thus.
yeah.
I don't know why. Just fucking say it. I mean, we've already fucking.
I know by this time.
There's
Yeah.
no point in not.
Are those
Nothing.
4 playbacks you, Justin?
No, we've gotten some views.
Woo! We
We
got
got a
somebody.
comment that said Vom Red, whatever that means.
Vom Red.
We were talking about yellow pea or something at that time. Or something.
Vomit red, vomiting red.
VOM.red.
Yeah, I looked up Vom and like, what does that mean?
It's vomit.
Vomit. Yeah.
Huh. Well,
That could mean many things.
thank you for the first comment there,
Yeah.
Jackson. I don't know what you mean, but okay.
Hey man, appreciate
That's
it.
why I
Yeah.
bring it up
Yeah,
because
thank
I didn't
you.
know what it meant either.
You're the first, so
abbreviations,
maybe come
man.
back in a couple of years and be like, yeah, I was the first, because everyone doesn't find that cringy at all, but at least we'll remember you.
I mean-
Jackson McAll Star.
I think that's McAllister.
No, Mac All Star.
Nice.
And I thought I was dyslexic.
I mean, you are, so
I mean,
yeah. Oh,
you know, but no,
I was trying to make a joke about that, but I couldn't.
But like therapy for me, it was just like going somewhere. The first fucking session was hella awkward.
It typically is because it's true.
Well,
to
even the
establish
second
a
one was
relationship
too
first.
because she was mainly talking and I was just kind of like sitting there.
That's
and
not
I
a
was
good
like,
therapist.
No, she was awesome.
Okay,
She was incredible.
but the
I
ones
mean,
that talk too much, you
no,
gotta be careful.
she didn't. She kind of like she said
Did
like,
not
oh,
try
what
to
are
do your
you?
pants.
No, she was like, oh, like talk about like what are some things that you enjoy and all these kind of things. Like just kind of getting.
But yeah, asking questions is good. But the way you phrase it, it's like she's the one that was talking the whole time. It's like that's not a good therapist. The one that sets you up.
But I'm also really quiet around new people too,
True.
and also with talking with this stuff, like it's kind of like
just walks up to you. How you doing, buddy?
You know, it's.
Yeah.
You know, but therapy for me wasn't. It was the thought going into it that was worse than actually going to it. Like after I went to it, I'm like, okay. I don't like. It was almost like the thought of myself, like, Austin, what does this come to? Like, why are you going to therapy? Like, you know, aren't you strong enough to handle it on your own? But like, that's not the point. It's like sometimes you need to take the effort to, because you can't always do it on my own. You know, like, but I'm so used to and comfortable with doing it on my own that like when someone tries to help, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Get away from me! Like.
I wonder if depression and pride coincide.
I think it can.
I feel like it does.
I mean...
Because it's like, you can't have the depression if you can't lie to yourself that you're better than it. I feel like.
Yeah.
In a way. Because otherwise, it's like, well, if you're humble about it, you're like, well, maybe I am. Let me fix it. But as with pride, it's like, well... I don't need anybody else to help me, but it just makes it worse. It's just over time. It's like, well, I mean, even I thought the same thing too. I was like, oh, I'll just solve it myself. That doesn't fucking work.
I mean, it's worked actually pretty well for me, if I do say so myself.
It does not work.
But
it
was more of like a sink or swim kind of scenario for me, though.
I mean, you don't want to get into that too much. You get into too many sink or swims, eventually you're gonna sink.
Well, yes, but I mean, it's also like. I mean, there was a time to where I'm like, I literally, this is the reason why I got to therapy, because I was like, I can't do this on my own anymore.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much weighing on me.
You got that crisis point.
Yeah, you come to a breaking point to where you're just like, I don't, what I normally do is not working.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, going to therapy, it did help. In its own sense. Like, I didn't come out with any, like, knowledge, per se, of how to continue, but it was just kind of nice talking to someone and, like, just going, kind of just covering what's all happened and her acknowledging, like, that's shit. Like,
yeah.
You know, there were some times where, just in the short time span, like, I would tell her of all these things that would happen, she was like, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. That's probably nothing that she hasn't heard before. Most therapists heard it all. For the most part. What? The burp? Is that one?
No, his face. Like, not what I had to say.
Oh.
I mean, I did shock her a few times. She was like, oh. And she was like, I don't really... She goes, I feel like therapists get like a wrong, like bad rap because they're like, you know, the almighty solver, like problem solvers. They're not. They're just someone there to listen.
And then assess whether or not you're a danger to yourself or others, then immediately lock you up if you are.
What honestly really got me frustrated with going to therapy is she was always like, now, Grant, you know, I don't know what it was, but she was always bringing up suicide. Like, now you're sure you're not suicidal? And I'm like,
they have to make sure.
I understand that, but it was so often. It's like, okay,
I've told you know how many people lie about it.
I understand that, and this is what I said to her the first time she brought it up. I was like, I have suicidal thoughts every day, and sometimes more times, you know, that I would like to admit in a day. But here's the thing: I'm never going to act upon those suicidal thoughts. I was like, I told her, I was like, I sleep with 2 guns. I have them at my disposal. This is not at my lowest. My lowest, if I were, like, it's like, I had the option. It was right there in front of me. All I had to do was pull the trigger.
Yeah.
But I will never come to that point. I don't care how bad life gets. And people are like, oh, probably just you haven't reached that point. And it's like, no, I don't care what point I reach. I will never come to that point where I'm like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. No, because
It's like what you were saying last week. You're not a quitter.
I'm not, it's not built into me.
But I'm wondering if that's more so everyone's perception of you, whether or not you care that people think that you're a quitter, or if you think that you care that you're a quitter. Which one is it?
It's not what other people would necessarily think, it's what I think.
Okay.
It's the whole judgment upon myself and what I believe. I don't believe suicide is the problem to going through something bad. It's like, okay, yes, it is shit, whatever someone's going through, but there's always, you're gonna get out of it. It just might take a lot more time, but you will get out of it eventually.
Yeah.
If you fight hard enough and if you just hang in there and fight, it will get better. Like, there was a point to where, you know, of course, me fighting it was like, it's never going to get better. How can it get better? It just one thing after another, and it gets worse and worse and worse. It's like, no, Austin, it's going to go like this, and it might go like this for years. I told myself, I was like, it might go on for a decade. Who fucking knows? But that one good moment is going to be worth it to me.
Yeah.
Because, and also to help other people. Like, I love helping people, and I love talking with people about,
Same.
you know, this kind of topic. Like, this is my kind of shit, because like,
you know, there's other people going through the same shit. I'm not suicidal in any way though.
Yeah.
I've never got to that point. I don't think my depression's that deep. It's still pretty deep for the most part. It's something that I haven't addressed.
With my gun in my hand, I'm like, how easy could it be right now?
Pretty easy.
And I'm just sitting and I'm just like, this is very tempting. And but it gives me power to hold something that, like, I'm so drawn to end my life, but hold it there and not give it the power to win.
It's like that. Oh God, what was the movie?
It's
what
like
was the movie?
Bear
What is that movie called?
Fault in Our Stars?
Yeah. Fault in Our Stars. He's like, well, if you put it in your mouth and you don't light it, you don't give it the power to kill. It's so stupid. It's such a cliche.
Okay.
A cigarette in your mouth. It's like
there is an actual. Trust me, it does actually give you some sort of like relief, in a sense. It's like overcoming that power that this thing has, I guess, or you're drawn to, and you're not giving it the satisfaction or yourself the satisfaction.
I can feel your anger. Come to the dark side.
To the dark side. Yeah. No, I get that. With like, that line actually resonates with me because I understand that, and I've been at that point. Do it. Just do it.
Just take the two lightsabers and just.
Bye head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Count to.
Rest in peace, motherfucker. But no, I mean,
I think he was a cooler character than people gave him credit for.
Darth Maul?
No. I mean, Darth Maul was
okay.
He was the shit.
I was more just laughing about like the topic that we were on, and then all of a sudden, Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah. Holding the gun, didn't let it get the power.
Like, we have to like kind of like go to something else because we're gonna just
keep talking and talking and talking and talking.
And also,
about it.
I want to get into like a deeper aspect of it. Like it.
Yeah,
I've actually had
tomorrow.
because I'm not in like a serious mood, which is really weird because I'm always normally in a serious mood.
It's that mid morning fucking giggles.
See that? No, like if I had to make like that giggle time, like it would be bad. Like, I'd be sitting here laughing at fucking everything. I would. And most of the time it's like 7 a.m. when I reach that point too, so. Stick that up your urethra.
Oh God, no! I don't know who likes that. That's not.
That's not
a thing. That can't be a thing.
It is.
That can't be a
thing. There is an actual sex toy for a man that goes up the urethra.
No, that's called a catheter, and no one likes them.
It's not a catheter.
I know.
It is.
I know what you're talking about.
Don't tell me how degraded
it's literally
people
a
are.
sex toy for that region.
I remembered someone told me that's like people stuck things out. I just no.
Trust me, my two.
How could you lose so much feeling that you have to stick something in somewhere that is very painful to feel something? It's like, God.
It's that different feeling.
Okay.
At least stick a finger in your ass first. Don't stick something in the tip of your dick. You know what I mean?
There's
Probably
three.
have by that point.
Yeah, probably.
There's 3 fears that I have. 1, spiders. Fucking hate spiders. I can handle spiders.
They're fine.
I won't run away screaming like a little girl unless like it's that big and I'm gonna be like,
anyone would.
bye. No.
You made that sound, by the way. That's why I made it. You kind of made a...
No.
Gotta love those spiders. Hey, one crawls up your ass. I mean,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Rest in peace. No. The spiders.
Your
I hate
butthole's not
spiders.
that tight. It's like I was gonna make the same joke you make
yeah.
every time, and you think it's funny, but I don't think so. But continue about the hot dog in a hallway situation. I don't know why you think that's so funny.
Throwing a hot
dog in a hallway. I was like, why do you think that's so funny?
How do you not think that's funny?
It's not. And even if you're like, wow, she's so loose, it feels like throwing a hot dog in a hallway. It's like,
Bro, that shit is funny.
it's not. It's either that or just one time maybe. If you catch someone off guard, it's funny. But otherwise, it's like
Bro, it gets me every time.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. What?
It's like fart jokes. They're not funny, but
Some people like a good fart joke. Everyone likes a good fart joke.
But then my other
queef.
fear is a catheter.
Mm-hmm.
And then what is it, gallstones? Kidney stones?
Kidney stones.
Kidney stones.
Oh my god.
Those 3 are my
Dude,
biggest
I
fears
have-
in this whole entire life. Everything
losing a
that-
testicle too.
No, that was never a fear, and it still isn't. Because like I've already felt it, and it's like, yeah, it is the most painful thing that I've ever gone through, and I've gone through some really painful things.
Yeah.
But penis.
I have
Things I'm not
I
having
have-
anything going in
currently
or out.
2 kidney stones. I currently have 2, but they're so big they can't fit. They're both, I think they said 0.7.
Do you have to
They're
get
both
them removed?
0.7
Surgery?
centimeters. No, they're fine. They're not disrupting anything. They're just kind of floating around, if you know what I mean. So, ones that can fit through the ureter, which is
Yeah.
the point that goes from the kidney to the bladder, it has to be at least 0.04 to 0.03 centimeters. Mine are 0.7, which is about 20 times larger than the ones that can fit through the ureter. I'm like, so what you're saying is if I have a problem, I will have to pass about 20 stones per stone. So I'll have to pass 40 stones. I don't want to think about it. I really don't want to think about it, but they're so big. I'm like, ah! I mean, it's in my bum kidney, too, so maybe the kidney will go bad before, I have to pass the stones. Dissect the kidney, you're like...
No, but I heard my dad pass a kidney stone. And
Yeah, no,
he was like,
it's not my...
like I could hear him screaming.
Not my wife's week.
I could hear him screaming, and like apparently what he was telling me, because like I heard a thud before he was screaming, and it was him leaning over the toilet, putting his hands on the wall, screaming, trying to pee it out, like giving him the strength. And
I think even some women that have had
Were you
kidney
there?
stones and birth,
I was in my room.
they
And
say
it was
that the
just-
kidney stone's actually more painful than birth. Most of the women that have gone through it. Now, a lot of people debate that topic because what happens right after childbirth is women typically right after it forget all the pain during it. So while it's going on, they remember all the pain,
Right.
but right afterward, they don't remember it. I don't know what it is, though.
I love having the argument that I've experienced something
That is more painful than childbirth.
You cannot tell me
Losing your dad.
that it's not.
Emotional damage.
They're probably equal.
As far as pregnancy and
No,
that one, or
I'm talking about
Losing his testicle.
dad
Losing-
and the pain of losing a testicle.
the same?
They're about the same, but a different feeling and emotion.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't like to fantasize my dad's death, but in this case, I am.
Like, it's
That's not
heartbreaking, but, when your testicle explodes, that is also heartbreaking. Because, like,
That's the future generations. This is the past one over here.
Little Austin, no!
You go to the doctors afterward. I think, are my dad and I the same blood type? Yeah. I have a strange question. Is there any way you can save one testicle?
You know what pisses me off? They didn't even give me the option for a rubber testicle or like a fake testicle.
Why?
Oh, really?
I do not know.
They probably couldn't afford it. They're like, after this testicle we removed, you don't have anything left.
Yeah, but no, I mean,
You could always still have one.
Yeah, but the problem is if you have someone else's, it doesn't work.
no.
It's
We're
their
talking about a
sperm.
fake one.
Yeah.
We're talking
Oh,
about a fake one.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I've thought about
There's
it.
no purpose to it, really. It doesn't make anything more indestructible or otherwise.
It makes it a lot more comfortable having two instead of one. Coming from a guy that had two,
I mean, I guess
Now-
Austin never had
now
two, so.
having one,
Misunderstandings.
and also it's different, very, very different.
I
for
don't know.
one,
I think
when
two
you're
balls
wearing-
are worse than one.
Loose clothing on under.
Oh, don't worry, my balls slap too. That hurts when you're running and your balls start. Yeah, no, I have that shit too.
Okay,
but I have
it's
two
more
balls that have
momentum.
pain, not one.
I understand that because I had the same thing, but this is more momentum. It's slapping
Like
against the leg.
I have four sides of
And
testicles,
also-
both sides in between the testicles and
Also-
on the outside of the
Hey,
testicles slapping each
okay,
other.
But also, my testicle is
So yes, mine are normal size, but
Yeah.
still, it fucking hurts.
okay. But at least, do you ever sit on your testicles?
Yes,
Oh
and
my
it sucks.
Fucking.
That's why you got to do the little leg stretch first, like the one where you kick out your leg so it's not sticking anymore, and then like if you, as a guy,
Dude.
you'll know the times where you might be sitting on it, so you stretch your leg a little bit to ensure that you don't. But
But also, I have bruised this testicle so many times because like when I go.
maybe that's just
hiking or
because
if
you
I'm
don't know how to
walking-
treat
if
a
I'm-
testicle.
That's probably why it's bigger.
No, it's not.
It's the pain.
No, but like it will literally hit against my legs so much, or
Yes.
just whatever, and then it starts becoming sore, and then it'll hurt, and I'm like,
Yeah.
like, it sucks.
Yeah. No. I had the same situation.
Oh, I sit on
hate
my
it.
I sit on my
I
testicle.
think y'all are weird. I don't got these problems.
You have tiny
when
testes.
When you're running and you don't exactly have the tightest
I guess
fitting
my
underwear.
underwear's better than yours.
Okay, I have tight underwear, and that almost makes it
I don't
worse.
got tight
Sometimes.
underwear. Look at this shit.
But let's say you're just running normally. Sometimes you get that point where your balls slap your
Mhm.
legs, and it's not every step. I'm not
I've
saying
had it
step,
No,
slap, step,
it's-
slap. It's,
yeah.
it's just the occasional,
Yeah.
it just got the right swing and it pop right on your leg, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like super painful, but it's just enough if you keep doing it over and over again.
Yeah, no, it sucks.
I guess I got bigger balls.
No,
Wait,
but
you didn't have that happen to you when you had two?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I have sat on my testicles when I had to. That was something that has transferred.
It happens from time.
transferred.
Or you have like
But-
where you're sitting and you're trying to make sure you want to do what I'm doing now, but there's too many people around you, so you're trying to be convenient, so you start
Mhm.
crossing your leg, you
Yep.
feel that tension, you're like, if I go any further, my testicle's gonna rupture, kind of thing. And I think I've seen a meme of a guy that did that, and he just kept going, and then you hear, obviously it's a balloon, pop, and he's like, ah!
that like fade like that.
Yeah, exactly. No, what's happening to my microphone? Do you hear that too?
Yeah, it is. It's better now though.
Oh.
Might have bumped it or something.
Anyway, it's like he's losing his manhood every
Yeah.
second. Just
Anyways.
so whenever you had your accident right after the testicle, you're like, oh, my testicle!
Oh no, I was.
Yeah, I know. I was just making
Yeah.
a dick joke, kind of. Losing a testicle, losing your manhood.
I mean,
Oh, eventually if we do Manscaped. Either if you have one or two, it doesn't matter. Manscaped's for you.
Dude, I can't wait until I can say like most of my jokes though.
For what?
For one testicle, I got some good ones.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Hell, maybe Jackson's still watching, and
I don't think. It is.
I don't think so. I think he would have commented like, "Oh, they saw me! Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyways,
you're not. We're not famous.
4 a.m.
What?
It's 4 a.m.
It's 4 a.m. 4 a.m. Well, good night, fucker. See you at 2.